Okay. Alright. Shit. Welcome to the Street Shamans Podcast. I am your host, Potent the Rockstar, aka Shamanic Poe, and I'm here with the audio edition, solo edition of the Street Shaman Podcast. I still really can't hear myself. I don't know if I should put it up too much because it's fucking gonna go crazy. Here's the thing. I've been having guests on this podcast, having some wonderful guests, and I'm going to continue having guests. And I love to talk to people. Anybody that's pretty, that has an interesting story and is willing to speak up on it, not incriminating anybody, not getting anybody, in trouble or whatever. But just something y'all been through, something y'all learned from. Yeah, I want you on the podcast. Definitely want you on the podcast. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. With that being said, though, I had people on the podcast. I'm not sure if I'm going to have them back. I'm not going to say names. Eventually, I'm going to cycle back and get, all the people that I love back on the podcast with some new people. And, we're going to find the ones that I can vibe with, that I could talk to, that are willing to talk back and listen and give their real opinion, honest opinion, open from their heart. So that way we can, and we're going to have fun, of course. We're going to have fun. I'll be talking hella shit, But I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes of the shit, of everything, because that's just who I am. I hate doing small talk. I like to do deep, long conversations. I'm an emo motherfucker at heart, codependent at heart, die-hard codependent. I ride for this shit. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit. I would hope I'm talking shit. By now you should know, the people that have been listening should know me a little bit. Should know that I would just be bullshitting sometimes. They know when I'm, being ironic, being funny, being sarcastic. Yada, yada, and yada. But yeah, I like to do some solo shit, man. I'm going to get more people on, like I was saying. But the solo shit is where it's at for me. It's where I can just talk my shit. I have enough social anxiety and shit with the world. And that shit is so lame because even though, like, I can think it through and be like, yo, this shit don't matter. And not I'm not out here saying some crazy shit. I'm not no hateful person, so in that regard, it's not really nothing I can, feel like I'm going to say that I shouldn't have said. There's some things that I say that I don't like the way I've said them, and in my attempts to try to entertain y'all motherfuckers, y'all beautiful motherfuckers, all the street shamans, all the people that be listening, first time and last, and all in between. My attempt to entertain y'all, I be drinking, so I can talk more, so I can be a little bit more open and honest, but I'm not trying to get, too drunk where I'm going to say some shit. Like, again, I don't have no ill intentions, so I don't really say things too much that I don't mean. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect. I'm sure there's going to be some shit that's going to come out. But I'm more worried about drinking too much to the point that I'm not being coherent enough. And usually with social anxiety, my case is always context clues, reading the room, body language. So like if I'm talking to somebody and they're not necessarily giving me much feedback, I'm gonna start, getting a little worried, or maybe I'll try to like overcompensate by talking too much and trying to convince them into something, or just to get them to talk. And if they don't budge, then what am I to do? And if I'm on a podcast with them, then I'm over here looking crazy, like I'm talking way too much when the other person doesn't even give a fuck. Get what I'm saying? So, and I mean, this is all trial and error, because a lot of these people that got on the podcast, I'm sure that was their first podcast. Obviously Richard Grannon, he's been doing this YouTube shit for many moons, so he knows the fuck he's doing. He knows how to talk. He had me stunned, so I wasn't even trying to talk like that. UG Rose, she's done this quite a few times. She kind of knows what this is. There's a few other people that have done it here and there, or have dabbled with it, so they knew what they were doing. But then there was others that, first time, and I'm, for the most part, I'm gonna get them back on. There's a couple of them that I don't know, but it's not, and that's not indefinite, whatever. But I'm just saying, it makes me feel some type of way, because I invite somebody to do something, and you would think they're gonna come through kind of prepared or know what they're, but you can't. Like I can't hold them to that, because like shit, I'm out here, I'm doing it for the first time. Well, not for the first time. I've done many episodes. I've done podcasts that I never released before. I've done shit on my own that I never released before. So I got a little bit of practice, but I really didn't get like live streaming practice. Here you go, as I talk shit and joke around, and also you can see all my flaws and shit. Like I'm not used to that, so it does make me a little nervous. And just talking in general makes me nervous, knowing that even though it's not like when you, in comparison to anybody else that's out there doing podcasts, they're doing fucking 100,000 views and shit. And like, yeah, I got one with Richard Grannon that did 4K, whatever. But the other ones are just doing 300, 400, 500. You core listeners, you motherfuckers that's holding me down, that's on Instagram in the comments all the time. The other ones holding me down, the real street shamans. The rest, and that's all that matters. So I shouldn't really be scared. I shouldn't really be worried. But yet and still, my body sometimes want to react a certain way. My mind don't be really, like, I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my God. But my body's just going crazy, like, bah, oh my God. And it's like, yo, shut up, nigga. Yo, shut up. You got shit to do. Go do that shit, man. Stop being a bitch. And sometimes I gotta tell myself that. And I mean, because it's basically the only thing that works. Other than that, like, if I rationalize it, if I say it, I can say it nicely. I joke around, and that's the reason why I say bitch, because that's me insulting myself as a joke. So I know, like, yo, you taking this shit way too seriously, But at the same time, my heart's on the line. My craft is on the line. Who I am as a person is on the line. So, to me, there could be some things at stake. Anyway, episode 18, Heal This Pain. I kind of wanted to make this episode solo dolo, so I can just talk to y'all and kind of get y'all up to speed on what's going on with the podcast. And as well, put this out right before my new single, Potent the Rockstar's Heal This Pain, that's coming out tomorrow. So this will be up tonight. I was actually bullshitting, dilly-dallying like I do, procrastinating, trying to find every other thing that I thought I needed to do before I can, get up here and record and shit. But Fought my way through it. Not so late when I got it together. It only took me about 40 minutes. So I gotta pat myself on the back without breaking my arm. And yeah, so you know, we got all this shit that's going on. We got election in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Right? We got new shutdowns happening all over the fucking world. Different countries, different spots that weren't shut down before, now they shut down. I hope this comes out clear because I had the mic on some bullshit. I'm sure I could fix it somewhat, but it might sound a little funny. Who gives a fuck? Y'all gonna get the message. I see it working, so y'all gonna hear it. So anyway, we got elections. People are going hard for Biden right now just because they don't like Trump. You got all these celebrities that you never cared for their opinion before, now trying to shove their opinion down your throat, telling you to go vote. Why? Why are they telling you to go vote? They acting, and then they also act like they don't care who you vote for. They know damn well that they give a fuck who you vote for. They're like, oh, we don't even care who you vote for. Just go vote. But they know who you know what I mean? Like, at the same time, the people that are saying, oh, we don't care who you go vote for. Just go vote. Make sure you go vote. And then, like, the rest of the 30, 40 minutes of whatever their conversation is, they're trying to cram down Biden down your throat or whatever. I got a little close to the mic right there. They're trying to cram Biden down your throat. It's a fucking shame. And like, I remember going on Tentacle Croissant podcast, the live stream in the summer, and we talked about how in the 90s, this is a theory that I got going on that I've seen. I can see the patterns. I can understand them. Like, if you look at it properly, you can see all the patterns. The pattern is, in the 90s, the crime bill came out. There was this Biden crime bill that he largely wrote. And it changed a lot of laws for the prisons. It opened the market up for the slave wages and all the corporations of the world to be able to get people in jail to work for them for like 15 cents, 50 cents an hour, whatever. So Biden wrote that bill. And in part, at the same time, weirdly enough, a quidinky-dink, if you will, rap culture started to lose its diversity. Rap culture started to lose all their backpack rappers. We were left with only get money, spend money, fuck these hoes rappers, and kill, stab, steal rappers. And by all means, I grew up in the 90s. And my favorite rappers were, growing up, when you're talking about the money, the flossy lifestyle, fuck these hoes lifestyle, I loved Mace. Mace was my nigga. For the glamorous, shiny suit shit. Mace was my guy. Smooth talking, Mace. And then for that thorough shit, I liked the Locks. I liked Styles. Styles was my guy. Styles P. Jadakiss, of course. And I loved Drag On. Fucked with Drag On. Loved his fucking bars and his delivery and shit. So, like, I grew up in this shit. And I saw what it did to my peers. Because I was out in the street, at least for my environment. Excuse me. Okay. So for my environment, I was outside. Let me not say my environment. My hood. I was outside when I was 5 years old. By the time I was 10, 11, when I started to take rap really serious, that's what was popping. Mace, and then the year after, DMX. So I saw a lot of people getting into the money thing. I was always writing since then, so excuse me. I kind of got the idea of like what they were doing. Like, okay, you say things, donks. You say things that are impressive. You put words together that are punchlines, that are like metaphors and similes and analogies and shit. And people love that you do that. And then if you can take it a step further and you got a certain style, you got a certain fucking look that kids can really get with, they can really connect with, then you can move a little further. So I understood all that, like at 10 and 11. While everybody else was just starting to even know what music was. And I watched the kids that I grew up with that couldn't go outside. They were mostly good kids in school. When I was getting suspended for cursing out teachers, punching people in the face, these good kids started listening to rap music and started to believe the bullshit, buy into the manipulation. So a lot of people went to jail for one thing or another. So, that's just my perspective. I expound a little bit. Like, you can see how that could affect a lot of people. If all the music is just get this money, sell these drugs, shoot guns and tote guns and tell everybody to suck my dick, I'll kill you and throw you off a bridge. If that's in your head, if you're listening to that where you could recite it back without missing a beat, what do you think that could potentially be doing to your psyche? Where do you think that could lead kids? Because let's be real. They say rap culture, rap music is for kids. Like me, I'm 33. I'm old. I'm not for the kids. Maybe some kids could fuck with me if I decided to act like a moron and pretend that I was their age in my mind. But for most rap culture is for the young. What part of rap culture is for the young? The bullshit. The bullshit that gets you in jail. We got to start using our noodles. The ones in our skull. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. So, damn, man, I got something in my throat. This shit is bothering me, and I'm trying to get this fucking podcast done for y'all. So the Biden crime bill. The Biden fucking crime bill. Right at the same time, everything started to become gangster rap, hustler rap. That sounds too convenient, if you ask me. But I might just have a tinfoil hat on. What also sounds too convenient is that in my area, Democratic governor is shutting down restaurants and bars for another 2 weeks. They weren't shut down before now. They're shutting them down. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks is the election, right? I don't know. If they push it for longer, then everything's canceled. Then I understand that. I can see that being more of a thing if Trump wins. I'm sure a lot of probably states might be funny with it. I'm not sure. I don't know how they want to play it, because this is all they doing. It's a play. It's a strategic move. They're not out here caring about you, but they got you. And by you, I don't mean you personally. I would hope not. But they got us. It's better to say us. They got us confused and fooled to believe that they care, that we should all care so very much. Because while we're all worried and caring about this, that, and the third, that don't really matter, that quite frankly isn't that serious, they're getting away with murder. Literal murder. They're killing people's livelihoods. They're killing people's jobs. They're killing people emotionally. They're dividing us all. And by all, I mean all. And I don't take that lightly. Because if I had a mission, if I had one mission, it's like, what is the definition of what the fuck you trying to do, potent the Rockstar, shamanic pole, street shaman motherfucker? What is the definition? My definition? Unity. Connection. Bring down the walls of deceit. Stop thinking people have authority over your life and your ideas and your decisions. I want to expose that. I've been through enough. Like, people want to talk crazy with this mental illness and CPTSD recovery, CPTSD survivor. I've been through narcissistic, not to stunt on you, because I never like to bring this shit up, but this is just so you can understand, or you can kind of get an understanding of my understanding of the situation. I've done music, I've toured, I've traveled, backpacked around the country. And where did I sleep? You think I had fucking money? You think I had money? I didn't have no money. I take a Greyhound to get there for the most part. Sometimes it was a plane. But for the most part, it was a Greyhound. Megabus. Double-decker buses and shit to get certain places. And then I was sleeping on people's couches or whatever. What type of person do you know is going to take in somebody to sleep on their couch at random because they do music? Some people are really cool and do that shit. And I'm not saying everybody was horrible. Yeah, there was some great people. There's some people I'm still fucking cool with. But there's a lot of people that are a little bit crazy. There's a lot of people that would try to lure me. Some people succeeded. A couple of them succeeded. Few of them succeeded. Like at least 3. And others failed. But plenty of people have tried to lure me into their cave, into their dungeon, to be their bitch forever. To be used and abused forever. So I've seen all the tactics in play. I've seen the tactics. I've also had the privilege of being cool enough with abusers where they told me all their tactics. Where they sat with me on the side and laughed. Because that's how much of a sucker I was. I'll just sit there and laugh and not bring it up sometimes. Because even, it doesn't fucking matter with these people. If you bring it up and you be like, yo, that shit wasn't cool, man. You shouldn't have did that. They'll laugh in your face. Ah, yeah, I did it. I don't give a fuck. I think we're dealing with the same type of people here. We're dealing with the same motherfuckers. I think we see them on TV. They dress in certain type of outfits. So we categorize them in our head a certain way. Something to think about. I had a lot of shit to say. I guess I'll talk about, because I like doing these here. I got 7-8 minutes. I got a limit on my fucking podcast distribution. I'm doing things kind of, trying to keep it minimum because everything is low key right now. So no reason to overspend on things, whatever. But I only got 7 more minutes for this month to put out a podcast, to be able to put it out on Spotify and all that shit. So yeah, the artwork of the I'm gonna get right, but I just jump right into it. Artwork, the artwork of, or the cover art, which is also an acrylic painting that I made with color shifting ink or paint or acrylic paint, however the fuck you would want to say it, because I'm not more on the technical side. I'm just more on the feel and do what you feel side. So the artwork itself, Heal This Pain, the anchor head with the black and white stripes going down, that motherfucker, the one-eye motherfucker, that painting anyway. I'm over here looking at it, and I just got stuck, and I'm looking at it, trying to describe it to y'all, and I'm trash with it right now. I can't describe that. But yeah, it's basically an anchor head. It's to show how much weight you got, basically, not on your shoulders, but in your head. And that painting is going to go on sale like the week after I release the single. So I'll put that up shortly. And I think it's going to be $400. So if anybody that wants it, that wants to hold that piece of art, I'm not going to try to stunt and say this is a piece of history. It might be a piece of history for you guys. I'm not that type of person that's going to boast like that. But if you want to hold that down, or you really fuck with it, or it makes you feel a certain way, or if you want to have some type of memorabilia and you could afford it, or if you just want to support me and you say, yo, I don't even give a fuck about this artwork, I'm about to tuck this shit in the closet, I just want to look him out because he's doing something that I appreciate or whatever. That's one way of doing it. It's gonna be $400. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I'm gonna put it up. I got other paintings that I'm gonna put up for cheaper too, so there'll be other options as well if you want to support. It's not only gonna be like a $400 fucking painting. I got other ones that I'm gonna put up for a little bit lower than that, so that way people, they're not splurging. But I know some people that do have a little more and we do want to give a little more. Here's a way that you can, you know, because I don't care. I could hold that shit for a million years. I could keep that shit on my wall and take that shit everywhere with me. But if you want to support me, there's your opportunity. All right, so I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Next week, I got the infamous Dead Kid, who's a goth rapper, goth trap artist. I'm gonna have him on the podcast next week. We're gonna have that shit on YouTube live, and we're gonna be talking about horror movies, and we're gonna get into our little emo goth bag or whatever, and we're gonna have a good fucking time. I watched hella horror movies this month. I actually started last month because I didn't give a fuck. Like, it wasn't gonna ruin my Halloween. I try to do it up in front of the TV. And I put it up in my story and shit on Instagram. So I know the people that be on Instagram and shit, I know y'all seen, me putting up different movies and shit. I was just trying to get them in. At least like a movie a day or something. Like, hour and a half, fuck it. I don't really watch TV like that, so an hour and a half of just a movie or something doesn't kill me. Especially as horror. I love my horror shit. I can sit there and laugh, especially when somebody's like dying ridiculously. Like, it's fake. So you're like, kill that motherfucker. Die. You gotta die. Shit like that. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you any longer. Thank you for your time and attention. This is Street Shamans Podcast. I am your host, Potent the Rockstar, a.k.a. Shamanic Poe. And right after this is going to be the release of my new single, Potent the Rockstar, Heal This Pain, on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, the Googles, everything, whatever you're using, I'm sure it's on there. It should be on there tonight. And if not, it's going to be on YouTube too, so you straight, all right? Thank you for your time and attention again. Peace.